Hi, my 11-month-old son was just seen in the emergency room with his father. I have a copy of our court order here, and he is not allowed to make any medical decisions. I need a copy of his discharge paperwork. Let me look it up in our system. Give me a moment. Yes, okay, right here. Seen for constipation. All vitals normal and recommended to give child more fiber and fluids during the day if constipation is a reoccurring issue. Here is the paperwork. So he was completely fine. Not actually constipated, not dehydrated. Nothing wrong with him. Now I cannot say there is absolutely nothing wrong with the child, but he presented perfectly fine and had no apparent issues. I would appreciate it if you would tell your ex-husband to not waste emergency room resources during a pandemic. Oh, I definitely will. I am so sorry that he brought our child in here for no reason. He also claimed that he and the baby were both tested for COVID while they were here, and he was positive. Was the baby actually tested? We normally do not test for COVID in patients that are not presenting with any major symptoms, but your ex was insistent. He made claims of chest pain, loss of taste and smell, and severe fatigue. We agreed to test him and not the baby. He then told us that the baby had underlying medical conditions that could make COVID more dangerous for him, so out of precautions, we tested both. We won't have results for them for a few more days. So neither of them tested positive. The tests that were given are not rapid tests. We do recommend that any suspected of COVID to go ahead and begin quarantining. But neither tests have come back to give a definite answer. Okay. With quarantine, would you recommend that the child stay with the father? Or would it be okay to quarantine the child in my home still? If your child has only been with the father 4 hours, chances are you and your household are already exposed if the results come back as positive. There is no harm of having the child quarantine with you as long as you are aware that you risk contamination. Thank you so much. If you wouldn't mind writing that down for me, I will get out of your hair. I am on the way to the pickup spot. I expect you to be on time with the children, or I will be calling the police to enforce the custody order. I told you yesterday I am positive for COVID, and the children are now required to quarantine with me. We are in the middle of a pandemic, and this is something to be taken seriously. Send me a copy of your positive result then. If the children have to stay with you to quarantine, I need to see a positive result. No way! That's an invasion of privacy. I do not have to send you my medical information. I have rights, and you don't get to have access to my medical information anymore. You're the one who wanted to leave me. Should have thought about that. If you are COVID positive, I need to see results or else I will have to enforce the custody order. I don't need in-depth testing information. Just a positive with you name. No. I know my rights and I know I don't have to send you anything. You can call the kids during the scheduled time, but they will be with me for the next days at least. And you got tested at the hospital with the baby, right? Just so we know it's a valid test. That's what I told you, isn't it? Maybe you should listen the first time I talk. Then why is it that when I talk to the doctor at the hospital to get son's discharge papers and medical record of the visit, they said that they don't do rapid testing, only send off testing. So there's no way you would have results already. I guess I must have been given the last rapid test they had, because I was told I was positive. That's a lie. Just stop lying, Nick. I spoke to the doctor. You were told to quarantine out of precaution if you had symptoms. Not that you were positive. Don't dare tell me that I'm a liar. The doctor cannot discuss anything that they discussed with me with you. That's a HIPAA violation. They did not discuss any diagnosis or testing. They only told me that they do not do rapid tests and there was nothing wrong with Sun. You are the one providing all the proof that you're a liar. They can't do that. I know that. Get my kids to the pickup spot or I will be calling the police. I'm not playing with you anymore. You're ridiculous. This shows how you don't care about the child's safety. This is absolutely ridiculous. You have been the one in a panic about this pandemic since the beginning, and now you're willing to jeopardize the children's health by taking them home with you instead of quarantining as they should be. Hi, kids. Go ahead and get in the car. I'll get the baby and we can head home. Don't you dare step foot near my fucking car. You stay right there and I'll get the kids out. Watch your language in front of my children, Linda. That is unacceptable. What's unacceptable is your piss-poor decision-making skills on parenting. This is why my son should have primary custody of the children. He would never take a chance with their health and safety. Where is oldest's car seat? Why is middle in his booster and the baby forward-facing in middle's seat? We couldn't find the baby's car seat. So we had to rush since you were threatening us once again with law enforcement. How do you lose an entire car seat? If that was the case, you should have at the very least rear-faced the convertible car seat. It is illegal for the baby to be forward-facing at this age, and also for oldest to not be in a car seat at all. That is so dangerous. The kids are fine. You are overreacting once again. It was a one-time thing. I am not overreacting. You have to take an extremely busy highway to get here. Accidents happen every day, and getting in an accident with the kids not in proper car seats could be devastating. And them having COVID and spreading it could also be devastating. But you don't care about that. And you don't care that your husband has COVID either. Your son was tested. He has not been officially diagnosed. He won't get results until Tuesday at the earliest. So please do not attempt to guilt me with his pretend positive. You are a heartless woman. One day your children will realize this, and they'll leave you, just like my son did. And then you will have nobody. To be frank, I left your son. Not the other way around. Your 30-year-old son is the one hiding behind his parents because he can't be a parent by himself. He can't even handle custody exchanges. Don't compare us, because we are not the same. My son is much better than you. Your son is an Abu Dollar-Ive woman beater. He is nothing. My children are safe in my car and in my custody, as they should be. Stop enabling a grown man. I am trying to call my kids. Answer the damn phone for once. It's an emergency. It is not your scheduled time for a phone call. We are busy at the moment. If there is an emergency, you need to inform me before you tell the children. No, I don't need to tell you shit. It's an emergency, and possibly life or death. I need to talk to my kids. Our children are not old enough to handle a life or death conversation. You need to discuss this with me and we can come up with a way to age appropriately tell the children whatever it is they need to know. You don't get to decide how I tell my children that their father is dying. That is up to me, not you. It's my health and my life. You don't get to control me. You're dying. What's wrong with you now? I was seen in the emergency room once again. I will need to be put to sleep for invasive testing. They are testing me for Crohn's like my dad has, but all of the symptoms I have point to cancer. It doesn't look good. The doctor said you might have terminal cancer. Have they done the testing for that yet? Did you not hear what I just said? I said they were testing me for Crohn's first. But all of my symptoms line up with terminal cancer. This is serious. So where are you getting the idea that you have terminal cancer from? I'm confused. I'm not stupid. I did research if my symptoms. It's pretty clear. And it explains why I have been feeling as badly as I have lately. I need to prepare the kids. Nick, we are not telling the children that you are dying of cancer when you haven't even been tested for cancer. If for some reason you end up with a terminal diagnosis, we will talk with a counselor to tell the children. That isn't something you break to the kids over the phone. Do you not realize how quickly this kind of illness can kill someone? Even if it is just a possibility, they need to be aware. They need to appreciate all the time that they have left with their father. The doctors are testing you for Crohn's, not cancer. You need to stop imagining illnesses and diseases. Remember last week when you swore you had COVID and the test finally came back negative? This isn't normal. You don't understand. All the symptoms I had for COVID are also symptoms of cancer in some people. It makes sense if you're an intelligent person.